Well, hello, church family. Pastor Noah here, and I get the opportunity and blessing to sit down with Seth Hale today, which if you guys were here last week, you heard about the fact that Seth is taking over our worship ministry. He's going to be overseeing that. And so we just thought it would be a great time to sit down and let you guys get to just look into his life a little bit and get to know him a little better. So Seth, thanks for being willing to do this. I know it's always kind of awkward in a formal setting like this to talk about ourselves, but I think it'll really go a long way for our church to just get to hear a little about who you are, where you've come from. And so thanks for doing this.
Yeah, that's be fun.
So have you always been in the Valley? Did you grow up here? Did you come from California? Like where are you from?
Did not come from California. No.
Okay.
My family is mostly from the Baker City area of Oregon.
Okay.
I was born in La Grande, lived in Baker. My grandparents still live over there.
Oh, cool.
We moved here when I was about 3 years old. We moved out to Caldwell, actually, which is a little outside of Boise.
I did not know that. I thought you came here much later, or to this area much later.
Yeah, pretty early on. Still there. My parents still live out in Caldwell. That's where I went to middle school, high school, college.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved out to Boise just a couple summers ago.
Okay.
Pretty recently.
So is that when you started attending Calvary Boise then?
I started attending just a little bit before that. It was around my freshman year of college.
Okay.
I had a friend who I met at college who grew up at this church.
Okay.
And so he started bringing me around. That was December of 2020.
Okay.
It was right around there. So yeah, I started coming then. So I've been here for about 4-ish years, going on the 4th year.
Okay. And so, I mean, to pry in a little bit to your testimony, was that when you met Jesus, or did you know him before that? Or did you grow up in church? Was your family a family of faith? Like, can you give us a little glimpse into that?
Yeah. So my parents are both really awesome Christian people. And we were really, really involved in the church back in Baker. I mean, it's a really small town, smaller church. They just had a really awesome community and family there. When we moved here, they had some troubles just trying to find, kind of just like church hopping around, trying to find a good, solid church community. They eventually landed on one. It didn't go super well, which is another just really long story. But so they ended up not really finding another church to be involved with. And so then I never really grew up going to church that often. We would go on Easter and stuff, but never really had a consistent church family that we were a part of. And so yeah, it was around my freshman year of college when I started coming here with my friend. I met just a few of the other college age people, like Connor Farnworth, who leads the college ministry. We became pretty close friends, and so we just got pretty involved in the community here, which is pretty awesome.
And so your journey specifically with Jesus, it kind of was more later on in life then. Yeah.
So it was definitely a bit more later on. I remember having a really big fascination with Jesus, in my early years, and I was 3 or 4 years old. And then kind of through elementary, middle, and high school, it was just kind of lost interest. It wasn't really that important to me in life.
Sure.
And it wasn't until about my freshman year of college when I started coming to this church and making more friends and having much more of a community, when I realized man, I want Jesus to change my life.
Relationship started to develop for real.
Yeah, so much more.
Dude, that's awesome. Okay, so shifting gears a little bit, because you're overseeing the worship ministry now, and that's a lot of musical components that go with that. Have you always been musical? Is that something that came on later in life? What's been your musical journey?
Yeah, so my parents have told me that I've been singing ever since I could even speak. I've just been singing forever, and I've always been making noise and playing instruments and everything.
Same.
I was in choir, starting in elementary school all the way through college.
Oh, wow.
So that was.
You really know how to sing. I just kind of figured it out along the way. So you know what you're doing.
Yeah, a little bit. It was. I've always loved singing. I've always loved singing in choirs with other people, and
that's awesome.
And I learned how to play the guitar during COVID. My senior year of high school was cut in half. Yeah, much more recent. Cool. I just kind of. My dad had a guitar that was always just under his bed, and so I would take it out every single day and just kind of noodle around on it and develop all the calluses on my fingers, and taught myself just with YouTube tutorial videos. And
good use of time. COVID was an interesting time for lots of people, so good use of time
just
to
at home
picked up
all
a
day.
skill.
Yeah.
Okay, was there I mean, was that around the same time then it became less just about music and more like working on worship and like thinking about how do we use this gift and talent for God?
Yeah, so once I had kind of developed learning how to play the guitar and I could already sing, it was just like just another cool little thing I put in my back pocket for a while.
Natural, progression.
And so then like a year or so after that, I was a part of this men's Bible study group that one of my friends led, and he was saying it'd be really cool to have somebody a part of the group to lead worship,
sure,
for the gatherings. And one of my other friends was like, "Oh yeah, Seth could do it," and I was like, "No, he can't. That's not." And so then I quickly had to learn how to play worship songs.
Thrown in the fire, dude.
I had like a week to learn some. I looked up like the most basic worship songs and had my phone set up for the chords. I was so nervous, but
wow,
it was a huge blessing.
You've done great. Well done. I mean, and even this internship that we were a part of, that was it was different than we expected. And so God seems to be using that as a fuel to push you forward into something that He's obviously calling you to do. And so that's super encouraging. And you've gifted in those ways musically, which is awesome. But your heart is what I love coming through. Getting to sit through the services the last several months has just been a gift, and for me to see your heart towards it and to see how you lead and care for people is very unique and special. And so I'm really thankful that you're up for the challenge to dive into this role and to own it and to see what God has for you. And so really looking forward to what God does with you and through the team of worshipers that we have here. Is so special. I love this group so much. You know that. Hey, before we go, true or false? You're getting married at the end of the month.
I am. That is true.
That's wild.
That is true. The rumors is true.
That's a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
You got a new place. So you got a new home. You're gonna have a wife. You're transitioning into a new job, a new role, and that's a lot of new stuff.
God is good. Very excited.
And church family, this is just a quick glimpse into Seth's life. So please grab him after service, hunt him down, find a way to get to know him better. He's honestly a really meek and humble individual that I've loved to get to work with over the last few years. And I'm excited for you guys to get to know him better as we continue. But thanks for listening in today, Seth. Thank you for sharing, a little glimpse into your life. And we look forward to just what else God's going to do.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys.